Hey, hello, what's up, you guys? Yes, it's Osan here again, and thank you very much for watching my YouTube video. And then today I want to talk about something that's, I've been asked so many times that what the tip for, speaking English. I mean, they are telling me that they are having a trouble, when they try to speak English because they have to, think in their head, before they actually speaks up. So, you know, what they are saying that, when they try to speak English, English just doesn't come out naturally, and then they have to stop and then think and stop and think, and then just that's the situation they are having. That's what they explain to me, and they ask for that a tip to be able to speak English more naturally. And then my simple answer for this question would be just try to understand fully, truly understand the basic English, right? And because when you are listening to native speakers, talking in daily conversation, you will notice that they are using very simple English, right? Instead of trying to using complicated like a sentence pattern, or using a lot of difficult English words. No, they usually speak in very basic English, right? So if you really understand, truly understand the basic English, you should be able to speak English without any stopping or anything, without thinking, because the reason you cannot speak very naturally or English doesn't come out continuously means that you actually have not understood the basic English yet. That is the reason why you cannot speak English, right? Because think about your mother language. For example, my mother language is Japanese, right? Because I fully understand the basic Japanese. When I try to say something, especially in the daily, conversation, I don't have to think anything. I don't have to try to, consciously trying to construct English, Japanese sentences in my head, before I speak up. It's kind of like just without thinking, that Japanese sentence just comes out. It's kind of like a feeling like kind of like that the Japanese sentence is just popping out, keep popping out, popping out in my head, and then I'm speaking, and then basically, when I try to, I was speaking in a daily conversation in Japanese. I'm not actually thinking anything. Just Japanese just come out, because the reason I could do this is because I fully understand the basic Japanese, right? So it's same thing with the English. If you have not fully understand uh, basic English, there's no way that you could speak very naturally, without thinking. So I am suggesting that try to, listen to English, and then try to, practice to, make a sentence using only the basic English words, so that you could fully understand, truly understand the basic English, right? So I think that there's a lot of people might tell you that when you decided to learn how to speak in English, there are people might tell you that you need your vocabulary in order for you to speak in English, right? And then yes, basically I agree with this idea, and because if you know a lot of English words and you have a lot of vocabulary, it's gonna be very easier to speak in English, because there's more way you have to express yourself using that vocabulary. Yes, it's true, but at the same time, if you lack of understanding, the truly understanding the basic English, even though a lot of vocabulary, but you cannot use it because you are lack of the understanding the basic English. So yes, as I said, you know what I could suggest to you, for those guys who asked me that question, asked for the tip, is that trying to understand the basic English at the level in which you don't have to think about anything while you are talking to speak English, right? So in my opinion, understanding the basic English means that you have this understanding of basic English at that level, right? So you know only thing you could do to reach that level would be like exposing listen to English a lot more. You need to add a lot of input so that you will understand, or you got a feel of that English. Yeah, you might say that you have already understood basic English very well, but still you are having a trouble while when you are trying to speak English, such as you cannot speak, English doesn't come out naturally, or you have to stop and think in your head. And that means that you well actually, unfortunately, you have not understood basic English yet. Understanding the basic English is that I think that you will understand the basic English at a level in which you don't have to think or think in your head while you are trying to speak English, right? Especially like in the daily conversation situation. So like when you are speaking in your mother language, with which you don't have to think much in your head while you're speaking. And if you don't have that same kind of feeling while you are speaking in English, that means that you have not understood that basic English yet. Yeah, in order for you to speak English without stopping more naturally or more fluently, you've gotta have this. You've gotta build this solid foundation for English language. Otherwise, you cannot to speak fluently. And then this solid foundation is very important, and then this is my understanding of basic English, right? So without this solid foundation, or this understanding, truly understanding the basic English, you'll have trouble when you try to speak in English, no matter how you know how big your vocabularies are, you will still have this problem, right? So yeah, just ask yourself, and then think about basic English again, and then you will be okay, I think. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and then I'm gonna see you on the next video, right? Okay, thanks guys, bye.